to read that of Isaiah chapter 2. Let me read verse 1, 2, and verse 3. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2 says, and it shall come to pass in the last days, and we are right in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house is the church, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Verse 3 says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So we see clearly here that the end time church is ordained by prophecy to be a leading force in the last days. By the ordination of God through prophecy, the end time church, which is the church that you and I belong to right now, and by church we are not referring to a particular denomination. We are not referring to the RCCG only. We are not referring to the Protestant. We are not referring to Living Faith. We are not referring to any particular ministry, whether Lutheran, whether EYN or EQUA. We are not referring to a particular denomination, but we are referring to the body of Christ. So by the ordination of God through prophecy, the body of Christ in this last day should be a leading force. We should be a leading force. We are to take the lead in all spheres of life. So Isaiah said by prophecy that the mountain of the Lord's house, which is the church, shall be exalted. So we are in our season of exaltation as a church. Right now is your season of exaltation because you are the church. We are in our season of exaltation. And look at what the Bible said. He said that many people shall go to the church to learn the ways of the Lord. So we are in technology, in economy, in government, in politics, in entertainment, in education, in the health, in every sector. The body of Christ should be at the leading front, such that people outside of the church will say, let us go to this church, let us go to this church, let us go to this particular church. Why? To go and learn the ways of the Lord. So the church is responsible for showing people the ways of the Lord. It is our responsibility to show the world the ways of the Lord. And you know what the ways of the Lord is? There is no cutting corners in the ways of the Lord. The ways of the Lord is light. The ways of the Lord is righteous judgment. The way of the Lord is justice. The way of the Lord is holiness. And it is the church that should show the world the way of the Lord. So by God's ordination, the world is supposed to learn everything from the church. Everything, sir. The church is supposed to learn everything from the church, from believers. No wonder in Deuteronomy chapter 28, God was saying to the children of Israel that if they hearken diligently and obey everything he's telling them, that he will lift them above the nations of the earth. So our place is above. We are supposed to be at the leading front of everything. You find yourself anywhere in your organization as a believer, you should be at the leading front. You should be the one that brings solution to the problems of the day. You should be the one that brings the wisdom of God to bear on the operation of that organization. You find yourself in a school, you shouldn't be the one at the back. You should be at the front, because it is our place by prophecy that in the last days people will come to the church to learn the ways of the Lord. This is why Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 that you, the believer, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. But the question is, how can we light the world? That's the $1,000,000 question we need to answer. How can we as believers light the world? The world will be lighted by the fruits and the works that our lives produce. You can't be in a place and you are the one bringing problem and you say you are the light. No. When you are in a place and you are bringing solution to the problems that are bound there, that you are being the light. So wherever you are, you light that place by the fruits and the works that your life produce. So the light that the world needs cannot be produced by the world. Let me say this again. There is a light that the world needs. The world is in their need of light. But the light that the world needs cannot be produced by the world. Only believers can supply to the world the light that the world needs. The world cannot illuminate themselves. The world cannot produce the light that it needs. No. It takes a believer, it takes the church to illuminate the world. You see, Satan is a copycat. He's a master of copying the things that God does. But there is an aspect of God that Satan cannot copy. There is. Yes, he can mimic God in power, in demonstration of power. But when it comes to producing genuine light for the world, Satan cannot copy that, because there is no honesty or sincerity or anything in him. So the light that the world needs, Satan cannot produce it. If at any point in time it appears like Satan is producing light or producing good works, it's a trap. It's a trap. So only believers can produce the light that the world needs. And remember, we said that the light that the world needs is produced by the fruits and the works of our life. So there's a particular fruit that our life is expected to bear. There is a particular work that our life is expected to produce. It is by producing these fruits and these works that the world will be lighted.